Hello, World Wide Web. Welcome back to the Hangin With Web Show. I'm GW Pomichter. Thanks for logging on and tuning in. If you haven't done it yet, go on down and hit subscribe for us. Come back over and over and over again. We are here at Cosography 2017, and we're here hanging with director Tim Dahn from Agents of Mirth. Thank you very much, Tim. Thank you very much. Tell us about Agents of Mirth.
Well, the Agents of Mirth is actually a fully incorporated 501(c) cosplay club dedicated to supporting other charities and promoting positivity in the community service.
Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's a mouthful. All right. Well, so what drew you guys together early on?
About 3 years ago, the news of the passing of the Baltimore Batman. For a lot of the viewers might not be familiar with them. We've all seen him on YouTube. The man that got pulled over in the black Lamborghini in a full 1980s Michael Keaton Batman suit. He actually had sold his business to invest in that Lamborghini and was dedicated to entertaining children and helping children with a positive role model as Batman within his community. About 3 years ago, he was on his way to an event, had car trouble, got out to work on the car, and was rear-ended. He was killed in the process. But at that point, it suddenly occurred to me that I had a lot of eccentric friends that went through hours of labor, hundreds of hours of labor, creating a suit, the expense of creating a suit, wearing it to a convention, and then never doing anything else with it. And at that point, the idea came of, what if we created a club where cosplayers could get together, trade notes, exchange ideas, but also support other established charities, as well as just make random appearances to promote positive mental health. And from that point forward, the ball slowly started gaining momentum.
That's fantastic. It really is. What drew you to cosplay?
I was always that one kid who had the closet full of hats. I had the fireman hat, I had the police hat, I had the chef's hat. And for me, it was always fun to assume that alternate identity or that ultimate role. And in that, of course, we learned that we were entertaining other people. So that sense of pretend, but also incorporating it into entertaining was always fun.
Awesome. So what kind of events do you and the agents go to mostly right now?
Well, it's... Our agents actually keep their ears open for other charity organizations or units that may actually benefit more greatly from our participation. One of our annual events is we support the Shriners Children's Christmas Party.
Oh, fantastic.
Our local Shriner Club, they don't have a clown unit anymore. All the clowns aged out. So to that end, they don't necessarily have the resources that they used to. I actually am a Shriner, and the very first year we did it, they realized they were short on entertainment. And they came to me and said, "Tim, we know you have some interesting friends. Can we get some help?"
Awesome.
And I put the word out, and one of our founding members, he's a fursuiter known as War Kittens, a big black and blue tiger. He came out and entertained the kids.
Wow.
And that was the first year. Second year, we had a fairy godmother and 5 fursuiters. And last year, I pulled the potentate into the lounge as we were preparing and informed him he had 16 cosplayers to entertain the kids.
That is amazing. Let's talk a little bit about your cosplay today, okay? What inspired this guy?
Well, actually, I had a fursuiter working in my shop who was a fox. And a bunch of us were on a long road trip, and we got into that ever popular discussion of, well, you know, he's a fox. What about so-and-so in this department? What about this one? And of course, my name came across, and there's a kind of a quiet, awkward pause in the car. And then suddenly, everyone, without prompting, in unison said, "A raccoon." And you're kind of going, well, by public demand, a paunchy raccoon was born that day.
Paunchy raccoon, that's right. I love that you mixed up the furry with the kind of a Western steampunk thing happening here down below, which is kind of a great way to present your character, or to create a new character from it, which is kind of cool.
Well, the unique thing about fursuiters is they get to double dip when it comes to cosplay.
Yeah.
Very often they can go as their fursuit character, and then on top of that, they can cosplay to another level. A good example is recently they were showing having a Star Wars movie in the park. And the park, of course, encouraged all the Star Wars cosplayers to come out. And most of my guys were out of town for Memorial Day, and I thought, I've got my Jedi garb. Why not do both?
Oh.
So I threw on my Jedi gear, and Pesto went on top, and so you had a Jedi raccoon running around, and
you got to watch out for those Jedi raccoons in the park.
And nothing more risky than raccoons with lightsabers.
Oh my lord! I saw squirrels with lightsabers on YouTube. It's dangerous. Furry creatures with lightsabers. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. We're going to put some links down below so that our folks on YouTube can find you guys and find out where you're going to be and find out what charities you guys are supporting and what characters you're cosplaying. We like this part of the show, though, to get inside your head a little bit and let the general internet community get to know you as a guy.
Okay.
So what we did was we sent the girls out to the internet and said, find me absolutely ridiculous questions I can ask my guests, and we'll find an amazing headline somewhere in there. So that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to look up and say, okay, well, you know what? We are all big kids at heart, and we love to stay kids, especially cosplayers and creative people. So growing up, your favorite nursery rhyme or childhood poem? And it can't have the word Nantucket in it.
Aye. That was so long ago, before the scribed word.
Yeah. Back when we were chiseling costume pictures in stone.
Honestly, I can't really bring one to mind.
Something pops out.
I actually, well, in the 5th grade, I had a teacher who had us memorize Shel Silverstein poems.
Wow.
Which I failed at horribly.
Horribly.
But I did enjoy those thoroughly.
Outstanding.
If anyone actually has access to them, I highly recommend looking them up. They're great tongue-in-cheek poems and poetry.
Outstanding. Okay. Here, they get weird. I'm telling you, they do. If a garden gnome is in your front yard, that's where garden gnomes are, what would he say if he came to life? Okay. All right. I will figure an intro for that out. But, okay. Your garden gnome comes to life. What does he say besides... The garden gnome coming to life is the least of this guy's problems. He's got a raccoon head. Okay. Best bag of chips.
Best bag of chips.
Best bag of chips.
They got this new honey barbecue twist thing. I don't even remember the manufacturer of it, but
Honey barbecue twist.
it's kind of like corn
Chips with honey.
rotatini honey barbecue. It's great. I can't stop eating them, and I don't think I look at the bag long enough to know the name of them. No product endorsement.
When you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Honestly, I think I was an undiagnosed short attention span. Every week it was something different.
Something different. We have a cosplayer like that.
Talking about with the different hats. It was one of those, this week I'm going to be a cop, this week I'm going to be a doctor, this week I'm going to be...
And he became a cosplayer, and now he can be all of it.
All at once.
All at once, sometimes. And a raccoon. A raccoon that's a cop and a fireman and a Jedi. See what I mean? So we love to learn. The show is all about learning from other creative people. Teach me something in 30 seconds that I don't already know.
This really is on the spot, isn't it?
Yes.
Thing I learned long ago before the internet. If you want to start a cab company, call it any cab. Because people dial 411 information, and they're not allowed to tell you a specific cab, so they'll just start listing them. At that point, the caller gets frustrated and says, I don't care, just give me any cab.
I like it. I like it. There's Business 101. Outstanding. You know, I bet you people have been taking pictures of you all day long in your cosplay and with your other agents of mirth. What's the last thing you took a picture of?
Actually, it was the bus. The Mirth 1.
Yes, out front. Yes, we saw that. Okay. Took a picture of the bus.
We've been actually painting it this past week. I'm still wearing half the paint myself. I almost did the Winter Soldier myself. I had one arm
I
that was silver.
I had that problem because of Cosplay Michael. I was covered in paint for days. Okay, where are you guys headed next? Where are you going to be down the road?
Actually, currently on our roster we have the Kids and Baby Expo here in Brevard County, followed by a cosplay photo shoot in Melbourne. After that, I believe we have the next convention here, and as soon as that happens, the month actually starts sliding into the end of the year. Agents of Mirth has been invited to be part of the Light Up VR Parade.
Awesome.
We've got 2 of the Christmas parties with the Shriners. We've an open invitation with Brevard Parks and Recreation, so we're going to be at the Shrek movie in the park.
Nice.
We're all over the place.
That's fantastic, though.
And very easily, I could actually get an email, and when I get home, that requests us to be somewhere. And what I do is I post the mission, and if the guys are willing and able, they make it.
That is fantastic. Guys, check out Agents of Mirth online. We're going to put some links down below so you can find them and where they're going to be. We got to wrap it up, so we want to say a special thanks to our friends at Something Unique Magazine, the Florida Book News, Wordfire Press, Space Coast Comics, Famous Faces and Funnies, our brand new sponsor over at Off the Chain radio program on Blog Talk Radio with Yvonne Mason. And as we get ready to go, remember, guys, I'm GW Pomichter. We've been hanging with Tim Dahn from Agents of Mirth. Remember, subscribe, log on, tune in, and see who we're hanging with next.
Ow.